Oh, can you all hear me now? Bet you couldn't hear me before. Okay, now you can. All right. Thank you very much. I guess my headphones hit the road slider. But hmm yeah, Arnulfo that says, "What's up with the spy? Just going sideways for hours." Yeah, that's not surprising. A lot of times after we get a huge move that's very fast, like we did at what's that 9:45 this morning, where we went down almost $2 in 10 minutes. A lot of times after that, you'll have some rest uh, in the price section. We'll just kind of go sideways. You might drift one way or the other. In this case, we started drifting a little bit up, and you'll see that from short covering and then lack of a catalyst. So we had a catalyst, we moved the price, we did some short covering. Now we're just kind of waiting on, right, movement to consolidation. That's kind of the name of the game. That's how overtrading can really get you in trouble on the indexes. They don't have to stop going in one direction and they don't have to go in any direction. Both of those biases can really mess you up. When is Paul going to speak? I don't know who Paul is. Joseph, it does feel like that sometimes.
All right. Look at that. How's everybody doing today? I keep thinking it's Wednesday, you know? It's the oddest thing. All right. Let me just put on YouTube, make sure everything is copacetic there. And we will begin. Hey, oh, gotta mute myself. What are you doing today? There we go. No need to have a double Roger. One is more than enough. Okay, here we go. There's that, there's that, there's that, and there's that. Turn this on. Hello, Mr. Kevin, Richard, Debbie, Cifazio, Devin, Naples fan, Steve, SJ. Let me say hello to everybody here on in the Zoom room. Got to have a nice audience today. Jill, hey Jill, Thomas, Hefe, Gary, Krish, Joseph, Brendan, Hank, Candy, iPhone, Hopium, Shannon, Krish, Mark, Zoom user, Kevin, Bugs. Good, good. I'm glad you made money on Wells Fargo. Raymond, your wife wants to. No, trust me, she doesn't. One is more than enough. One is more than enough, Hank. Cyrus, Damaskin. How are you, sir? How are you? Richard, Catherine, Jennifer, Maria. We'll talk about Netflix if you want to in just a few minutes. Spider Monkey, there you are. Roddy, HG from the Middle East. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Anthony, Jean, Andy, William, RV Hannings, Abe, Steve, Ellie, Camille, Germany and want to stay with us. I don't know about that. Could go to one can go to Germany and want to stay with you. There you go. Frank, Carol, Jim. Hey, from Irvine, California. I was just thinking about Irvine, California. It has some great concerts in Irvine Meadows. I don't even know if they still have Irvine Meadows, but when I was a kid, great place to go. It's about 55 minutes away, but well worth it. Steve, um, we'll give you an update on hymns, but Matt should have sent a
I
update.
did.
You did send an update. Okay. Roddy, Avalon, Phil, Fritz. Hey, Fritz. S. Dang, Chad, Eric, Roger the Rabbit. I don't know about that. Ralph, Gus, Ben, Peanut, Ivano, Vivalin, K, Alonzo, iPhone Pro 917. Oh boy. Irvine Company demolished Irvine Meadows to build new homes. Of course they did. There you have it. Nothing good ever stays. They had a nice drive-in movie theater in Van Nuys. They had to take that one down too. Jim, great park. Okay, cool. Myron, Robert, Steele, Jean, Kathleen, Barry, Omar. Hey, Omar. Barbara. Yeah, all the time. It was fun, wasn't it, Barbara? SB, good to see you. All right, now, a few things I want to talk about. Let me just share my screen real quick. And Gramster will be coming in here in a little while. So just to show you, and this is very, very typical when this happens. Yeah, folks, switch to everyone so that you guys can communicate with everybody. I mean, it gets a little hectic, but I try to keep it under control. Just so you know, the last, I don't know how long, but this is what the S&P has been doing right here. I mean, it's been just doing absolutely nothing. We've been completely choppy. We went down really hard this morning, then we went back up. We went now. The good news is we're staying above the VWAP. We're holding above the VWAP, which is really great. The bad news is we're doing nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean like nothing. This is untradeable. Now, folks, I know a lot of you are beginners in price action, but I want to show you two extremes, okay? This is really extreme price action right here. You see these bars? Right here? See how they don't overlap each other? How one long bar and then you have another long bar? That's a meaningful price action right there. This is okay price action. This is just garbage price action. Now, usually, hey, Vladimir, usually it doesn't happen in this. They're usually a little more spaced out. But I mean, this is really good, clean price action. A little too clean, a little too much. This is okay price action, and this is just garbage price action. So if you see intraday price action that looks like this, you don't need to be looking at the intraday chart because it's not going to be meaningful. It's not going to give you any information. Okay. Good for you, Hefe. Good for you. So again, the point is this is a meaningful move right here. This is a meaningful move. This is an okay move. This is just garbage. How long has garbage been going on for? Well, let's see, since about 10:30 for an hour and a half now. Okay. Now, I want to show you something else. And I hate to say I told you so, but you may or may not remember, but I said to you that the SPY right now is moving up because of the mega caps. As soon as the mega caps give up the ghost, and they haven't given up the ghost yet, but they're starting to pull back a little bit. But I did mention to you that this is what the market looks like right now. This is what the market looks like right now. I might have even said it this morning to you. Right here. This is the price action right now. Now, always, 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 always look to see if there's divergence between SPY, the MAGs, and RSP. It's something you guys should always do, and I'll explain to you why. I know I did this morning, but I want for people who are here. There's a lot of people who come here who don't come to the morning show, or people who come to the morning show that don't come here, or watch this late or whatever. But this is good for you. A lot of times, and I need you guys to get your head through this. This is really important. This price action. But Roger, I don't care about this. I'm trading my Microsoft. I don't care. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I don't care what stock you're trading, assuming it's a large cap. If it's not a large cap, then you can say I don't care. But if you're trading a large cap stock, and I trade large cap stocks, everything that happens in the SPY and everything that happens in the RSP, Hefe, I learned that one the first time you taught it. It was a big aha moment. I'm glad to hear that. And I hope it's going to be another aha moment for people here who haven't heard it yet. When you're trading the RSP, okay, if you're not trading the MAGs, then you're trading the RSP. You understand? Look, the S&P 500 has 500 stocks. The mega caps, these control more than 50% of them. See how this is moving up at a slope? Look at what happens when you strip away the equal weight, when you equal weight all of them. This is what it looks like. Well, guess what? The majority of stocks don't have that 5-6%. They have 1%, half a percent, a quarter of a percent. This is where we're at right now in a very choppy, consolidated market. When you're in a choppy, consolidated market, you have to trade stocks very differently than when you're trading stocks in a bull market. What do you mean by that, Roger? Well, and again, I explained this morning. So right now, we're choppy. What is the definite? And folks, this is not a quiz. Just common sense stuff here. Real common sense. First grade stuff. There's no trick questions here. What is the market doing when it's choppy? It's doing nothing. It's choppy. It's just doing this, not going anywhere. Well, then guess what? If it's not going anywhere, the odds are that your favorite stock is not going to run away with the circus. What does that mean? It means it's not going to trend directionally, very, very directionally, very much, which means you don't have to worry too much about your stops. If you're in this market, yes, you do if you're short. But if you're in this market, nothing is happening. There's just nothing happening. Yeah, you could have a little volatility, but market's not going anywhere. And the worst thing you could do is look at it long enough to convince yourself that it is going somewhere, because it's not going anywhere. It's not running away with the circus. Well, and what does that mean? Well, here's what it means. Look, let me show you a different way of saying the same thing. That means when you're looking 50-day highs, you have 85 stocks out of 3,000 that are making 85-day highs. When you look at 50-day lows, you have 11 stocks out of 4,000. That means there's nothing moving directionally. And when stocks are not moving directionally, do you need to really, really use tight stops? Why? They're not going anywhere. Do you understand? It's like you're on vacation. Wear your sweats. The stocks are not going anywhere. Now, so you're saying I could use a wider stop? Yes, because the odds are the stock is just going to revert down and it's going to come right back up, like the majority of stocks have been doing today. Heck, like the market's doing today. Look, gap up, coming back up here. And then coming back up. Because it's in a channel. No, Roger, it's trending. No. Mags are trending. This is doing nothing. Nothing. So, what's the other side of the coin? If you can give big stops because price doesn't really run away, it means you can't give big profit targets. But you said we can give big stops, but we can't give big profit targets. No, you can't, because price isn't running away. It's the same thing. Just seeing a bunch of this. Hey, Richard, good to see you. It works the same way. Now, if price is moving directionally like this, I'm doing well. How are you? Still holding Palantir. Price is moving like this, you don't need to use wide stops because, first of all, you have directional tailwind. So you can go a little closer on your stop and you can let your profit target run. But Roger, I keep telling you over and over again, I don't trade this RSP. Why do you keep pointing to this RSP? I'm trading in eBay, Nvidia, and all the. I don't care. This is what you're really trading. You just don't know it well enough, but this is what you're really trading. All right. You got to understand the dynamic of the market is going to impact individual stocks. You understand? Very, very, very important. So don't just look at stocks. Don't just look at stocks like this and don't look at the market like this. They're all tied in together. I could barely find any shorts for you today. But Roger, the market's going down. It's scary this morning, and I can't find any shorts for you because the market's really doing this. Do you know I spent all this time talking about the bigger picture, the dynamics. This is what we're talking about. Do you see how handy it comes in? It tells you what to expect from the market. Mags is the Magnificent Seven. Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, those. Okay. So how the broad market acts has a lot to do with how your stock is going to react. I don't care if it's going up or down. The general dynamic of that stock, whether that stock has a run day or whether that stock has a consolidation day. Understand? Very, very, very important. What's the ticker for the mags to look at them all the ones? It's mags. Mags, look. Right there. Mags. Mags. It's literally mags. Okay? Very, very, very important. Now, all right. Now, let me go through. I want to teach you some stuff. I'm going to go through that ATR. A lot of you asked me to do it again, that ATR mechanical system that uses the 8-day EMA pullbacks, which I can demonstrate today, actually, because we've had a lot of them. Let me give you the stocks that I'm looking at today. I'll start with the short list, okay? LB. I don't know if there's a, this is not very liquid. Yeah, I don't expect this to be very liquid. Okay. By the way, look at how well it respects the 8-day. Okay. Wendy's. Where's the beef? Now, obviously not right now for a swing trade. It's not. It's above the VWAP, but definitely look at what happened when it hit the 8-day today. Came right back down. Let's continue this. CAG, same thing. Conagra Brands. I would prefer to see it break out of this. Okay. There you go, Tammy. Hey, Cyrus, how are you doing today? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the average true range today, Travis. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, right here, go about 24 days out, about 71.20 puts. CNC, still like the stock, although it has earnings. So we're going to stay away from it because it literally has earnings in 3 days. Costco, breaking down pretty nicely here. Oh, you made money on that 32% on DFLI today. Good for you, Chris. Matt, I started giving 2 small cap stocks every morning to trade at if they go to a certain price. Good for you,
Nice.
Chris. I'm glad to hear that. I'm assuming you guys want me to keep giving the micro caps, the two of them in the morning. It only takes a minute. Doesn't take a long time to do it. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. You like those? Okay. All right. Look at that. See, we have another segment that people like. 24 all right. 24 days out, Costco. I would do a spread on this. I would go 945 long, put the put, and then I would go 925 short or 940 short. And make sure you do this for less than $2.50. You're going to buy the 945 and you're going to sell the 940. 24 days out. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep doing it. It's not like a lot of skin off my back. It literally takes me 5 minutes to do it. So not a big deal. Those are the shorts. Now let me give you the longs. Caterpillar. Look at this trend. Whew. This looks like it can go a little higher. Looks like it's gonna test 420. Let's go about 24 days out. Let's do this. Let's go 17 days out and buy the 65. Or we'll do a spread. But spread, I don't want to go that far out. With the spread, I want to go 10 days out. I'll buy the 415 and sell the 420 for less than $2.50. Okay. CCI is breaking out. Hank says, I made money this morning on DFLR, Roger, so thank you for them. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Gives me inspiration to keep giving them to you. Again, it only takes me a few minutes to generate them. All right. Naples fan wants them too. All right. Yeah, I like this stock, but it's got resistance here. So this has to wait. This stock has to wait. We're not there yet. UGI. Nice breakout. All-time high. What's not to like here? Do not day trade the stock. Do not day trade the stock. Look at all the wicks. And it's a little deviated. Option. It's okay. You can work this option. Go about 24 days out. It's just not liquid enough. Forget it. I'm not going to try to make something out of nothing. Catherine says, made money on Wells Fargo. Good, 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 good. So happy to hear that. RMD. Ooh, right. Broke out of our range here that I drew. Remember I drew this line here? Well, it's on the other side of it now. We're going to go 24 days out. RMD, August 15 expiration. We're going to go Delta 77, and we're going to go to 260 call. If you want to do a spread, you can buy the 270 and sell the 280 for $5 or less. Yeah, today I would be very careful going long today. Although we're above the VWAP now for about an hour and a half, if you want to call it that. I mean, look at this. If you want a garbage trading action, this is garbage trading action. Yeah, I would be very careful doing anything today, Cyrus. Okay. EXPE, excuse me. Yeah, we're good here. I like this stock. 24 days out. Where's my deltas? Right here, 180 call, or you can buy the 187.50 and sell the 190. Make sure you pay less than $1.25. Richard says, remember I first joined the channel, I would literally place the trades where I would call them out. Yeah. Don't place them when Uncle Roger's calling them out. I'm just giving you, these are stocks to add to your watch list, and not wish list, watch list. And assuming, yeah, don't I'm assuming most of you guys know that. These are not plays. These are not stocks you should be buying or selling right now. Okay. These are stocks. You should be looking at the VWAP. You should be looking at market dynamics. I give these to you as a learning tool. You should be adding them to your Pro Trader dashboard and see what they're going. Learning experience. Yeah. Yeah. Richard, you've come a long way, man. You've come a long way. I'll tell you. I'll give you that. Long way. All right. Nice breakout on eBay. Excellent breakout on eBay. Problem is we're right at the old high. We need to get above that. So wait for a pullback. Wait for a pullback. Go about 24 days out. 68 delta, 79 calls. Yeah, I always explain that these are not trades. These are just setups for you guys to look at. Did you see the London low liquidity on Euro versus USD? No, I did not. I did not. I was not watching that at all, actually. I don't think that's going to help me with stocks today, but what are my thoughts on Rocket Labs? Is there any specific reason why you're asking me about Rocket Labs, Tracy? Let me know. Let me know why you're asking me about Rocket Labs. No, the option chain has the same information, but I could take all these out, switch them around, so it doesn't look the same, but the info is the same. Okay, let's continue. eBay on. I love this stock. I'm going to confess by telling you uh, that I have an alert set on it, and I'm going to execute it when it goes to the VWAP today, if it goes to the VWAP today. I really like this stock a lot. Yeah, it doesn't have anything till up here. And it's breaking through. Yes, exactly. All right. Yep, we're below the VWAP again. Didn't really when people said, "Well, we were above the VWAP," I don't know if you want to call it that. That's why I said if you want to call it that. All right, let's continue. Let me continue with my stocks. EXPE. Bug says for clarity to someone's previous post, RSP, but is equal, is dragged around only. Yeah, exactly. I did EXP, yes. I did EXP, sorry. I want to do ALB. ALB, right here. Breaking the 200. Breaking the 200. Yes, yes, yes. We'll go 24 days out. 69 delta, 77 calls. Okay? Very, very important. Yeah. Yeah. Figure out why I'm picking each stock. That's the key. Figure out what would make me now then get into this stock. Like I'm telling you on what would want to get me into this stock is it hitting the VWAP. Matter of fact, look, I practice what I preach. Look at the last look at the last thing I said. All these have passed. I just haven't deleted them. I've been really sloppy. All of my alerts have been going off. Uh, yeah, these are the only ones I have. And you'll see most of them are either at a price. Let me delete. Yeah. See on right here, 5-minute VWAP. Hasn't passed yet. Dollar Tree already passed. There we go. So I'm showing you literally what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so those are the longs, those are the shorts. Now, I wanted to talk. Several people asked me; they had more questions about ATR, so I want to explain. I want to explain this to you guys a little bit. Okay. What was this? How do you trade and buy more when a stock like Hood keeps going up? Would you find an option contract? I would just buy 0.70 delta. Calls on on? Okay, I'll show you the calls on on. I guess I jumped around. It'd be about 24 days out. It would be about 70 delta, and it would be about 60 calls right here. Right there. No, I'm not going to post anything in the chat. You guys, it's an open chat, and anyone here can repost. If you want something, just ask, and they will repost it. Now, So did I? There you go. Good, John. Excellent. 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 Okay. Now let's go to my ATR. I'm just looking at the Volt right now. As far as market internals, in case you guys are curious, uh, we don't. I mean, I wouldn't really call this divergence because this isn't doing anything. This has to be doing something for it to diverge from this. If it doesn't, if they're both just moving sideways, then there's really, I'm not really going to play. This is going to come to this, or this has come to this. If they're diverging like this, usually this will come to place. But if this starts softening up, it's just not much there. Also, the market's very choppy. If you look at tick, we have had zero above 500 and zero below 540. There hasn't been anybody pressing on the gas pedal the entire day. And ADD is positive, but not at 1500, only at 1000. So there is stocks above yesterday's high, not below, above yesterday's high, but not that many of them. So, and volatility has been going down ever since we opened. So I don't know about this market turning into a bear market. I would say we are experiencing exactly what I've been talking about, which is this, this right there, choppiness, choppiness. Look at the Dow, choppiness, choppiness, back and forth. See how we're right at the moving average? The moving average crosses on all the price. That means price is just going back and forth on its thing. Sean says time decay in all our options. No, no, Sean, don't worry about time decay. It doesn't happen on options. But let me, Sean, you've been with here for over a year. Are you okay? I mean, I mean, how do you want me to respond to that question? No, Sean, only special options time decays, not all options. Only the ones that smell pretty. I don't know how you want me to answer that question. You know time decays on all options. I mean, oh God. No, no, it doesn't decay. It just stays still. Look, you've been here for over a year. You trade options. You're in almost all of my programs, and you're asking me if options decay. Like, I don't even know how to answer that question. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. How long should this consolidation to give us the rest we need, assuming it doesn't just drop to get it over with? Barry, nobody knows. But I will tell you this: the longer we consolidate, the better the chances of us, moving directionally. Okay. All right. So let me now let me go to. Remember, I was showing you a lesson, and I was showing you a lesson of finding stocks like Microsoft. For example, I'm just randomly picking Microsoft. Here, let's go to Microsoft. Picking stocks that are trading above the 8-day EMA, waiting for the stock to touch the 8-day or getting really close to the 8-day EMA, and making sure that it doesn't close below the 8-day EMA. Okay. So this morning, what was the stock that hold on, let me take a look. What was the stock? One second. Hold on one second. One second. One second. One second. I'm losing my mind. CCJ, CCJ, CCJ was the one. Let me. So this is a real example, actually. CCJ. Okay, here's CCJ. So today, this morning, Now, for anybody, for anybody here who doesn't remember what I'm talking about, let me pull up the indicator. Make this nice and easy. ATR, here we go. Okay. So ATR on the stock is $2.70. Don't worry about the pen. I mean, just round it out. About $2.70. So I'm going to write that down. $2.70. One and a half times that. See, it would be 135. It would be $3.05. So one and a half ATR on this stock is $3. Excuse me, four. I'm sorry, $4. $4. $4. Yes, thank you, David. $4.05. $4. You don't have to worry about the 5 cents unless you really want to. Now, where is the 8-day EMA on this stock? Okay. For anybody that doesn't understand the system or wants to see it again, I'm going to show it to you. This is a system that I'm right now experimenting with. And the 8-day EMA is at 76.39. So what happens when we add $4 to 76.39 and there's a 5 cent there? Let's just say $80 and 40 to $80.50. Okay. Okay. That means now here's the system. Okay. Here's the system. Today in the morning, we need to get the sound machine. We need the Mission Impossible music, Matt. So today in the morning, the stock was dropping. Okay. I saw the stock was dropping. When it got to right about here, I went and bought it. Okay. Right when it was going back above this level right here. As it was coming right back up here. Okay. It's right at this level right there. Okay. Now, if this stock closes today below the 8-day EMA, which is right there. 1 second, please. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. All right. So today at 359 or 358 or 357, if this puppy is hovering below the VWAP, which is right at the 8-day EMA, here's the 8-day EMA. You can see it on the right side. It's right here, right above the VWAP, right there. Right there. If this thing is below the 8-day EMA, if it closes below the 8-day EMA, or it's closing below the 8-day EMA, I cut it. If it's closing above the 8-day EMA, I leave it alone. Well, what's your profit target, Roger? My profit target on this would be the 1.5 times ATR, which is $4, added to the 8-day EMA. We know it's $4. And we know the 8-day EMA is at, where is it? It's at 76.35. So we know it's about 80, a little bit above $80. So what did I say about 80.40, 80.50? It would be like right here. Somewhere in this ballpark right here. What's the high on this bar? It's 80.05, so it would be above this high. It would be like right here. And I would put a limit order there. Okay? Will you place a sell stop at the level of, there's no sell stops here. There's no sell stops. I simply am going to look at it every day for the rest of my life, which is probably going to, not my life, but the trade will probably be 2-3 days because it's either going to come up or it's going to close below the 8-day EMA. So you see there's no stops. Basically, this morning, I saw it. I had an alert at the 8-day EMA right here. And then I saw it going below. The market was going down hard. So I said, I'm just going to wait a minute and see if it starts pulling back up. There's no rush here. So I said, I'll wait for it to go right above the VWAP. Right here. Literally right there. Right in that ballpark. And I said, if it closes today below the 8-day EMA, below this line, below 76.35, I'm going to cut it. I'm only looking at it the last few minutes of the day. And I set a limit order right here to take profit at anywhere between 80, 30. I did not set a limit order. I watch it with my eyes, but you could just set a limit order at 80, 35, 80, 40 and keep it right around here. And that's all you need to do. So all you need to do is you need to be around when the alert hits so you can get it as close to the 8-day EMA. You can even get it below the 8-day EMA, assuming you're really confident it's going to go above the 8-day EMA. In this case, I saw it already coming up. It was really strong momentum. I've been doing this for a while. So basically, you can just get it right here. And I think I might have even bought it a little higher, like right here. But look, your profit potential is from here to here. Right? Right? And your risk is from here to here. So your profit potential is right here, and your risk is right here. Oops, sorry. Like right here. Now, it could theoretically just continue going down and blah, 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 and all that, but you're only giving it one day, the same day you're getting in on. Yeah, and the odds are probably about 70% if you pick the right stocks that it's going to do that. Now, somebody says, can you do that on NVIDIA? Well, here's NVIDIA. First thing, what does NVIDIA respect? NVIDIA is respecting the 8-day EMA. NVIDIA is the 15-day EMA. So no, I wouldn't do it. But I would do it on something like Microsoft, which happens to be at the 8-day right now, by the way. Right there. You're literally right there right now, I think. 506. Yeah, you're right there right now. So if Microsoft closes below the 8-day EMA, you liquidate it. Okay, so you got in right here. Let's say it bleeds into you get out right here, okay? Right? You get out right here. Okay, so this is your risk from here to here. From here to here. But your profit potential, let's see what our profit, you guys want to see what our profit potential is? Just hypothetically speaking. Look. And remember, your profit is mechanical. So you don't have to guess. iPhone, take what you can before I start selling this for $1,000 or more. Everybody's a complainer. I'm not charging you for this, iPhone 9. I'm giving it to you for free. Take it, absorb it, and say thank you. 620. I didn't do anything. Oh, you're talking about, I'm doing shares. When I experiment, I always do shares. But you could do it with options too. The odds are you're going to end up holding a trade for 3 days, 3 days. So right here, 620. So let's add another $3, $3 to this, $9. So where's Microsoft? Where's the 8-day EMA? It's at 506.60 plus $9, 515.50. 515.50, right, or somewhere right around right here. So look, your risk is right here, and your profit target is from here to here. It's pretty good. It's like a three or maybe I don't know, maybe 3 to 1, 4 to 1, right? Not bad, right? It's pretty cool stuff. And look, you're not just using some stupid level. You're actually using the ATR of the asset. You know? And again, why would you want it if a stock is consistently closing above the 8-day EMA? Look, every one of these is closing above the 8-day EMA. Why would you all of a sudden want it if it's closing below the 8-day EMA? Yeah, what Richard just said, exactly what Richard just said. 70 cents. So, now, somebody just asked me if you could do this to the short side. Okay, I'll look at MMA. Okay, I've looked at MMA Sequata and I've realized that MMA will never work because we are not above the 8-day EMA. You're not reading price action and you're going to confuse people if you keep doing what you're doing and yourself and you're going to lose money. So now can we move on to my lesson? Pick stocks that look good. Learn to pick stocks. Sekita. Learn to pick stocks. So let's look to the short side, okay? I'm glad you guys asked about this because there's plenty to the short side today. So look at Wendy's. How has Wendy's been respecting the 8-day EMA? Yeah, a lot, right? A lot. So when Wendy's came up right here, you would get an alert because you set an alert for the 8-day EMA. And when you set an alert for the 8-day EMA, tring, it went off. So you went ahead and you shorted the stock somewhere right around here. And you took a little heat. Yes, you took 20 cents of heat. But look at here. Your profit, your exit is going to be if this thing closes above the 8-day EMA. The 8-day EMA is at 1069 right now. So your risk, you're risking like this much on this trade. Okay? Bug says teaching AMA levels. Now, yeah, now let me show you something though. Now, what was the it was Wendy's, right? I'm just throwing stocks out at you. I wasn't planning on hey, there's Gramster. Hey, there he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. I'm just showing them how to use a
Yeah,
practical
I'm
application of
loving
the eight.
it.
Yeah, so here's Wendy's. Where's the beef? And we're almost done, Graham. And right here, so the ATR right now is at 35 cents. So let's divide that in half and add it to our existing. It's going to be about was it 17 cents, 17 cents, 52 cents. So your profit target on Wendy's would be 52 cents below the VWAP, excuse me, below the 8-day EMA. The 8-day EMA is at 1067. What did I say? 50, let's say 55 cents. So it would be around 10, be somewhere like around right here. Right here. And you just put a limit order there. And if you use an option, you could put a limit order there. And when the stock executes, you could just liquidate your option order. Okay. So yeah, you can easily calculate your profit based on what's going to. So let's just say, for argument's sake, let's just say this thing has a 50% win rate. Well, you're risking this much right here, from here to here, and your profit potential is right here. It's pretty good. Not bad, right? Now, I personally think your win rate is going to be a lot higher. I think it's going to be in the 70%. 70th percentile, maybe even more. But let's just say 70th percentile and you have 3-1, or 4-1. The key is you will know if you're wrong right away. You're mostly day trading your losing trades, and you're swing trading your winning trades. So now I'm not going to do this as a program. I'm just testing these out right now so I can gather some data. I'm just trading these in my account so that I can gather some data right now. And I'm gathering some pretty good data, and I'll keep you guys posted. But I really, one of the reasons why I like this strategy so much, not the VWAP, the 8-day EMA, one of the reasons why I like the strategy so much is because it keeps you focused on the relationship between price and the 8-day EMA. It causes you to find stocks that are amazing looking because you're being rewarded by finding stocks that look like this, and you're actually buying stocks that look like this because they're constantly bouncing off the 8-day EMA versus garbage stocks that look like garbage stocks that are just flopping around and doing nothing. Okay, which is you don't want those. Remember, the only way this works is if you're constantly trading above the 8-day EMA. If you're not constantly trading above the 8-day EMA, then why the hell are you trying to buy below the 8-day EMA? It makes no sense. So you need to find really, really good looking stocks. Or take AVGO, for example. Now, this thing doesn't bounce off the 8-day EMA. It bounces off the 15-day EMA. So you could do exactly the same thing here, but you're not looking for it to break the 8-day EMA. You're looking for it to break the 15-day EMA. Now, look, it breaks the 15-day EMA. It did. Look, and I would just set I would be looking at it. I would say, oh, I'm not putting my alarm at the 8 day. I'm putting it at the 15 day. Look. So today I would have gotten an alert, hypothetically, somewhere right here, and look at how far it went below my price. You would have literally picked the low. And now, I mean, it hasn't run away or anything, but we're already up here, and actually we started here and we went down here. So the point is, if the market runs up, if we break above the VWAP, and we have a nice run up today above this level right here, which we may, and it'll take back a lot of the loss that we saw. This is being recorded. Here's the lesson. You can actually watch it right now in real time. Now, by the way, everybody who's on YouTube, here's what you need to do. You need to get your buns into the Zoom room, okay? You need to get yourself. Matt is going to post a link. We have 72 people in YouTube, and we have 600 people in the Zoom room. We need to get everybody in the YouTube to go into the Zoom room. Matt, you have the link?
Yep.
All right, post it over there. All right, Gramster, I'm going to go ahead and unshare my thing here. And why don't you tell us about your new program? I'm very excited. I know you've been doing well. It's been killing it for sales. Tell us a
Yeah,
little bit about it.
it's a basically we came across this study a while back that said if the opening 30-minute candle on the S&P is green, the market's closed higher 75% of the time. If the opening 30-minute candle is red, it's closed lower a little under 70% of the time. So that sort of piqued our interest. We looked into it more and more to see what can we do with this data? How can we make some profitable trades off of that? And we ended up coming across basically an opening candle continuation, opening range continuation pattern in the market where we're monitoring the first 15 minutes of the day, setting the high and lows, and if we get a break above or below, we'll just place a quick trade in that direction with the profit target in mind. So like here was today's trade. Obviously, we had that manufacturing report come out right this morning. I don't even know the exact time, but markets moved lower pretty much immediately. This was the fastest one I've ever seen. But you can see here we had the buy put entry here right at 9:45 and immediately hit our profit target within 5 minutes. It's a 50% profit target each day. Hit that profit target right away on that breakdown lower. If I go back the previous day, similar sort of thing. Here's our range, broke above it, had the buy calls trigger, hit our profit target in about 40 minutes on this one. Again, a 50% profit target. And one of the cool things too is because we're using these targets, it didn't really matter that the market's flushed out in the back half of the day because we were already out on the sidelines, and I can just keep going back. Of course, not every trade's going to win. You guys know this, but over time, this is won 86% of the time. That's on live trades. Roger, funny enough, we actually back tested it for over the decade, and it was also an 86% win rate. So it's interesting to see our trades are hitting right in line with what the data shows too. So here you go. 3 days ago, buy puts, market went out lower, hit our profit here right around noon. I can just keep going. Buy calls, this one took a little longer. I think we hit our profit target in the afternoon, but again, 50% profit target, just letting it grind in that direction. So in theory, when the market opens and moves one direction or the other, the next 60 minutes or so, it tends to continue in that direction. So here was another one buy puts. We hit our profit target around 11. Buy puts, hit our profit target around noon. And I can just keep going back and back. Now we did have some losers. I mean, losers do happen, but 86% of the time we've won. So again, buy calls. It didn't immediately move here, but eventually did hit our profit target. And that's in essence that's what we're doing each and every morning, letting the range set up and then just letting the market decide, is it going higher or lower in the short term? And we don't really need that big of a move. Like it's not like we need the S&P to move 1% to hit it. Yesterday it was like 0.2% to hit our 50% profit target. So we're just doing that each and every morning, having a blast, having fun. Again, today's trade was the fastest I've ever seen hit in about 5 minutes. So normally it's not that quick. Normally it's about 60 minutes. But it's something cool. It's I've been doing this for a while now, and I'm having more fun doing this than I have probably ever before because it's active and it's fun. I mean, a lot like what you do, Roger. You have a lot of fun over
I
there.
have a lot of fun. That's right. That's right. That's right. So it's an opening range breakout methodology.
Yep.
Got it. Got it. All right. Well, this sounds fantastic. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any questions before we begin? And you give them the option for this as well.
Yep, everything done for you. Entry alert. Actually, at 9:45, once our range is set up, they get a game plan where basically says, "Hey, here's the bullish options for the day. Here's the bearish put options. Well, it's not an entry, but these are the options we'll be trading if we get a break above." So they have it in advance. Then once we get our trigger, I just post that option that we're trading in, and then I give them the profit target so they can set that and then hopefully hit it pretty quick. So.
Excellent. Now, Matt, how are we doing on getting people into the room from YouTube?
I think pretty good.
All right, go
Posted the
ahead.
link quite a few times. So
You did. Now, folks, Graham and I are going to present something right now, and it's really, really important for you guys to move your buns from YouTube into the Zoom room. If you are in right now, if you are in the Zoom room, there's nothing for you to do. You're already there. And yeah, these are opening range. They're quick and punchy. And a lot of times you're going to get your signal right at 10 o'clock because you're
Yep,
already, yeah, a lot of times you'll get the signal right at 10 o'clock.
that's
Now,
exactly.
David is asking, do you plan on having a scanner available for TradingView?
Yeah, I will make one for TradingView. Just use Thinkorswim, but it'll be easy for me to make it over for TradingView. I just haven't had time this week. It's been a crazy busy week getting the new members onboarded. Lots of master classes, lots of trades, lots of fun. So I will get
Got
to
it.
you, David.
Got it. Well,
We're
let's,
on an 8 trade hot streak, 8 days in a row. So can't complain.
yeah, I like that. Very nice. Very, very nice. And again, it doesn't require a lot of management because folks can just put their exit at 50%
Yep.
and hang out there. So that's great. Absolutely fantastic. All right. Let's let me do this then. Performance